It's Nolan. I heard them singing that we lost diversity in rap. How the fuck is that when y'all just been supporting trap? I'm charged up like jumper cables, dropping with no label, breaded up like bagels, finna wipe these niggas off the map. I got some shit in the tuck you ain't heard of, sipping Bloody Mary, my lyrics on bloody murder. Your name in my journal circled, I'm riding with your beach, yeah, we out at murder. The second coming to greatness, I feel like color purple. I'm on the level y'all ain't ready for. Shout it, want the wood, I'm a cutting board. Been a legend in Atlanta, bitch, I'm past Detroit. Pretty boy, but that money finna pull a Floyd. The jewels sparkle in that water, pass me a LaCroix. River Daily, you never needed the alias. Independently checking my Nikes, came from them avias. I've been on my hustle, car shuffle, niggas hearts muffled. If you want trouble, got muscle like WrestleMania. Boy, stop, we looking at Porsche drives. Been rapping 20 years, I'm ensuring my boy spots. They call me unorthodox, I'm orthodontic when it come to profit. Safety first, but let me switch the topic. Y'all rappers all in my DMs to promote your tracks. Every morning logging in, I report the trash. You gotta take it on the chin if you want it bad. I'm used to it, I've been through it. I'm using my point of view as an influence. What's going on, beautiful people? It's the kid J Nolan here. Welcome back to another episode of Inside the Industry, your number one source for music, entertainment, commentary, and breakdowns. Hope everybody's doing well out there. You know what I'm saying? Happy Thursday, all that good stuff. Peace and blessings to the people. You feel me? Now, in today's episode, we're going to be getting into Miss Cardi B, all right? So, we already know that there's been like a mass amount of disappointment for everybody that heard Cardi B come out and say that the album is indeed coming out in 2025. She pushed it back. There was a lot of rumors. I won't even say rumors because Cardi B fueled this herself. She had numerous opportunities this year where she said the album's going to be coming out. She even had a conversation with the other guy, as I'll call him, where he was like, yo, album 2025. She said, why not 2024? She fueled this all the way up until like September of this year. So people were definitely holding on with strands of hope that we were going to get the album. Unfortunately, it's not happening in 2024. And that's probably a good thing based on everything that she's been through this year, going through a divorce, having another child. This is her third child. She is she's an active mother, so she's not just, you know what I'm saying? This is her first time in her whole career that she now has a nanny at the house that's like helping to take care of her kids. So up until this point, she was being an active mother outside of all of the other obligations that she had going on. So all of that, we now know the album is supposed to be coming in 2025. Now, there are some people out there that feel like this is just another delay because unfortunately people on social media have put together a compilation of every time Cardi B has said that the album is coming since 2019. There was some hopes that she was going to come with a follow-up to Invasion of Privacy a year after that album originally came out, and she was initially pushing for that. So every subsequent year that followed, she kept giving the fans this hope that the album's coming next year. It's coming this year. It's coming next year. So people are starting to tap out. Unfortunately, I'm still going to listen to it. I'm still going to, check it out and see what it's hitting on when it drops. I'm going to listen to it with an open ear. If the music's jamming, the music's jamming. If it's not, then it's not. You know what I'm saying? We're going to have to come on here. We do reviews here. We do the high profile projects, and we're going to score it based on the ear test. You know what I'm saying? Whenever it drops. But what I do like is that Cardi B's manager actually has a new interview out with Double XL, where he just comes out and her manager is named Sean Tubby Holiday. He comes out and he's pretty real about the situation. They ask him about the 6-year delay that Cardi B has endured with this second album. He says behind the scenes, the staff that works with her, they want the album. They want to get it out. They're urging her to put it out. He says she understands that it needs to come out and that she wants it to come out. But he also spoke about, some of her other interests that sometimes can impede with what she has going on musically. Because anytime she has Fashion Week or these different events or these different things, these other ventures that she has going on, because she is, a highly sought after figure that has a lot of different endorsements, business ventures and stuff like that are, circulating. Whenever these other things are happening, it does remove her from the studio. So she's not in there as much as somebody who's just a rapper and depending on rap music to pay the bills, right? So he does speak on that. He also spoke about, there was once upon a time when he used to work with Solange. Solange is another artist who doesn't have like a whole lot of music out, right? She drops sporadically. She comes and drops, she'll drop this year, but then she won't drop for another 3 years. Then she'll drop, 5 years after that, right? Her music is pretty much universally respected. She's a creative. She's not a full-time artist. Solange isn't depending on music to take care of her either. She's got all other types of things going on. Her sister's Beyonce. You know what I'm saying? Her family got money. You know what I'm saying? Daddy, mama, sister, you know what I'm saying? And herself. And she got her own label and her own ventures that she's had over the years too. You know what I'm saying? Modeling, all this shit, right? But he talked about how working with her, they went through similar delays and he felt like it kind of hindered some of the trajectory of her career because of when you're consistently releasing music, you can, stay in the marketplace, you build momentum, and you're able to take advantage of moments in the moment, which can take your career to another level. He says Solange is another artist he experienced that, she moves on her own timing. So it could have affected, or she may have missed out on certain opportunities because she wasn't so eager to double down on moments, right? We're going to actually play the footage from the XXL interview. We're not going to play the whole thing, just the key pieces of the interview. If you want to see the entire thing, you're going to have to go to XXL's YouTube page. It's over 30 minutes, and it goes over his history in the music industry. He not only manages Cardi B, but he also manages Offset at the same time. So he manages both of them despite whatever they have going on, marriage, divorce, marital issues, custody, child support, all that shit. He says he doesn't pick sides in any of the drama, but just based on the fact that he manages both of them, he has to kind of do damage control on both sides, which is an interesting tidbit. I didn't know that they shared management at this current moment, but whoa. All right, so let's go ahead and pull up the footage from Sean Tubby Holiday and hear it directly from him about working with Cardi B and everything that surrounds her, okay? It's about 5 minutes of footage. It's not too long. Just getting straight to the point, all right?
Outside of running Giant, I also, managed Cardi B, Offset, and, depending on that, I mean, Cardi probably takes up most of the time, but it's been 6 years since she's put on an album, and my main focus is to get her to put out another album, and I think we're gonna get there. She wants to put on an album. She knows it. She's I think sometimes she's second guessing herself, but the music is there. She just gotta But then she also loves Fashion Week in Paris. So, so every time she does something in fashion, it takes her out of the studio. Yeah, and, so, but it's coming.
So you mentioned that you manage both her and Offset. How hard is it to juggle managing both of them in the situations now, which isn't so sweet, and just being involved in a couple's or breaking up couple's relationship?
Well, for me, I don't take sides.
Right, and when you're both a celebrity,
and
it's not one that's a celebrity and one that isn't.
Yeah.
It's a lot different. Cardi album, 6 years for her to come out with one. There are doubters, and then there are the diehard, Barty gang. How much does that affect you guys without a momentum for the 6 years it's going to come? It's not going to come, we did a cover 2 years ago of her coming out with an album that didn't happen, as XXL. But how do you start and restart and keep the momentum going? How do you put out a single, plan that for the project, all of a sudden the project doesn't come?
Well, that's a good question, because if she's dropped singles that didn't work, but then she dropped singles like Up and WAP that didn't work. But with the good thing about Cardi was when she doesn't have a single of hers that work, she does features like Glorilla. Tomorrow was a big one. The feature with Lotto, those were good moments for her, and that kept her hot in the marketplace. So Cardi has a gift of she knows which singles, what remixes to get on. She get hit with remixes all the time, but she doesn't do every remix that come her way.
How did you guys land together? She's Atlantic. You didn't mention, like, how did you connect with her?
I signed her to a publishing deal at Sony TV. So when she was with her former management, she was with Shaft, and he bought her. He was shopping a pub deal, and I did her deal at Sony TV. So I've worked with her on records before. Like I put her on that first Maroon 5 song, "Girls Like You," and that was like her first diamond record, and put her in the pop scene.
I like that video.
And yeah, so I've known her since.
Gotcha.
the first album.
You ever see that feel like there's missed moments that an artist has, and you sit down and you talk to them about what they could have done and guide them, and they're receptive, or not as much anymore?
Another good question. I mean, I also work with Solange, and I used to feel like Solange, there was a point where she could have just owned the moment, but then she went away, and sometimes you go away too long, it could hurt your career, you know? So being consistent, putting out music a lot, and not go away could either help or hurt a career, you know?
So it makes you go back with Cardi's been
I was gonna
around,
say,
but
yeah.
it's been 6 years for an album. How detrimental has that, do you think that 6 years could be to people with you're almost talking like a generation of new fans, you know, and so how detrimental is a 6-year break? I mean, I guess will remain to be seen until it comes out, but what are your concerns?
She just got to put it out. You know, she can't keep overthinking it, because I'm nervous that the fans are going to say, we're not waiting anymore. Enough's enough, you know? And they'll like, because she's going to let someone else take her fans. Like Sexy Red is right there to take those. That's Cardi's core audience. If you look at Sexy Fans, her shows, those are all Cardi fans, you know? But I don't think she came up with that one record yet that become a household name. You know, Cardi still has major hits under her belt. So.
100%.
And the personality, the charm, the social, the inviting you, even though she's going through whatever she is with Offset, she's inviting you in to see part of it too, which humanizes her,
And she
I
also
think, you know?
touches a lot of things outside of music that can also, you know, that are keeping fans engaged, you know, whether it's fashion, whether it's the family.
Whip shots.
You know, you feel like you're inside of her life, you know, so.
I am inside of Cardi B's life.
To a certain extent, we all are.
We are all in Cardi's world. It's true. It's true. It's
There's
true.
no filter with her. Like
No.
she's from the Bronx. She's tough. Right? She doesn't shy away from anyone. Like, you know, she knows who her friends are. She knows who her enemies are, and she's good with that. You know.
I can appreciate what Sean is talking about here, because at least he's candid, at least he's real, at least he's honest, right? Behind the scenes, somebody on her team should be letting her know, like, yo, this is what people are thinking, this is what the real world is contemplating. You know, he voiced his concern that the fans may get tired of waiting, or that they just say enough is enough and move on. He's also concerned about the potential of other ladies in the marketplace stepping into her spot and taking her fans. I think, you know, at the time when they made this, he mentioned Sexy Red. I don't really think Sexy Red has that potential. Sexy Red captivates people. Sexy Red has the ability to, you know, she's going to give you a banger. She might give you 1 or 2 a year, but we saw this year that album artists, folks are not invested to that degree. But the real threat is Glorilla, because Glorilla has all the sensibilities of a Sexy Red, who appeals to like the ratchet, the sophista ratchet, and the I want to live vicariously through the ratchet crowd. You know what I'm saying? She also has a very good mixture of both men and women that fuck with her music, that follow her story, that see either themselves or people that they know, they cousins, etc., in Glorilla. You know what I'm saying? So I think she's really like the next up. That's kind of like a threat to a degree. And I don't mean threat as in I'm trying to pit them against each other, because that's not what I'm doing here. But he acknowledged that there's other women in the marketplace that can possibly step into her spot. And it's a real concern. He's managing her and he's saying these things. You know what I'm saying? Cardi doesn't say these things. We don't hear Ken Barbie voicing those types of concerns. You know what I'm saying? I think he's more so locked in with Cardi as a friend and as a supporter. But the people that are in business with her, they're going to have those tough conversations. And it's not that they don't believe in her. It's just that, you know, the more time you take away, we believe in you, but how much do the fans continue to believe in you, especially when you've told them that you were going to do something and you never delivered for 6 going on 7 years straight, you know? So I think that's real. And I'm sure he wouldn't come in and do an interview and mention these things if it never was mentioned in a conversation with her, because then that's a breach of trust with your client. So again, I can appreciate his candidness and his honesty and just being real to say, yo, hey, you know, we want to get this album. She wants to get the album out. We want to deliver to those fans. We want to keep them locked in. You know, she's done a really good job of keeping herself relevant throughout the entire time, because at bare minimum, you know, you're going to get probably a single or 2 out of her. You're going to get maybe 3, 4, maybe even 5 features a year. You know what I'm saying? She did a lot of features this year. You know what I mean? She did the Flo Milli feature. She did the Peso Pluma feature. She did the Shakira feature. She did fucking the Glorilla Megan Thee Stallion feature, which also shows you the different markets that Cardi B is able to tap into, because she can do records with the ladies in female rap. She can do features in the Spanish market, the newer Spanish market, because Peso Pluma is a younger artist. But then you go and she works with Shakira, who's a legacy Spanish artist. And then didn't she do another one? But nonetheless, y'all see what I'm getting at, is that she's still able to tap into a lot of different areas and you know, stay relevant even without the album. But the people want the album, right? So really, I'm hoping that she delivers in 2025. I saw some people out there, they feel like Cardi B has tapped in with an astrologer or, you know, somebody who can give her some divine advice, and they're telling her that 2025 is going to be a big year, that she shouldn't have dropped this year. And maybe that may have influenced her decision. I can't say that definitively. I can't say that with any sort of confidence. I don't know where her belief system lies in that type of thing. But at the end of the day, all I can do is say, drop that motherfucker. You know, even your manager says you can't keep overthinking this and being a perfectionist and worrying. And I think a lot of the worry, I said this months ago, is based on the height of her success, coming so big into the game off that first album, that first wave of like big records, and wanting to duplicate that success, wanting to hit that same benchmark. Because what was the first week on Invasion of Privacy? So straight out the gate, she dropped and sold 255,000 albums. 103,000 of those sales were pure sales, real sales. People bought the album. You know what I'm saying? So that's 2018. We're now in 2024. We're seeing everybody's sales declining. We're seeing physical, pure sales declining. You know what I'm saying? So that is definitely a concern. And of course, when you have a debut like that and you're still relevant and you're still doing music and still having new releases, you know, Cardi B was talking about how she was getting booked for $1 million a show, all this stuff. We talked about all this months ago. She's trying to keep that at that level, because once you come out and you put a second album out, and if it doesn't duplicate that success, people are gonna say you going lukewarm, and then them offers start getting lukewarm. It goes from $1 million for a show to 500,000, you know, 250, 275, which is great money for any of us that are talking about her or wondering what she's doing. But for an artist in that position, you don't want to see your rates decline drastically based on people's perception of you changing too much, right? And right now she still has a bit of mystique on her side because it's like she's still one of the biggest artists. She still has a super successful album. The album is still selling this year. The album's still breaking records. She's still getting more diamonds, and you know what I'm saying, as far as certifications and stuff like that. So yeah, even without building and using the momentum, she still has a level of momentum. But if this next album doesn't meet expectations, then the momentum shifts negatively, right? So I can understand all of that, but at a certain point, you gotta stop moving off of fear and really, go with move with faith, and understand that you have people out here that fuck with you, that rock with you, and they want to hear what you got to say. And you've lived through a lot, so you should have plenty to say, right? So that's where we stand on that. Let me know what y'all think of all this down below in the comments. Be sure to like and share this video. If this is your first time seeing me on YouTube, go ahead and subscribe to the channel, become an insider. I'm going to catch y'all on the next one, all right? Much love and respect, y'all. Peace.
King of my city and cul-de-sac. Coming out swinging like soldier rag. Leading my people like quarterback. Boy, I study this shit, I'm an almanac. Had to get up and grind. Knowledge is booming, I'm here to apply. Came with the chip and the dip, it just single the mind. We finna do more than survive. I need my check. Spinning the block for the gouda. We hitting the jeweler to flood out the net. We don't do beef for computers, I'm straight out the sewer. We come when you rest. Niggas be looking perplexed, so keeping my foot on their neck. No map, I trust my gut for the quest. With drama, I'm fully abreast. I was ready for years and they doubted me. All of a sudden they tell me they proud of me. I been dropping these haters like calories. Cross them out, I came back with some boundaries. Stand for my honor, but too raw, no gunner. Packing the stick with a drummer. Wanna catch my bad, won't fumble. I done came too far to be humble.